All right, hello everybody. I am Purple Thickman, and today we're going to be checking out Pawnbarian. This is certainly a unique game. I have already played the tutorial, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the Goblin Caves. As you can see, there's a couple different areas that you can play. There are a few different um, I guess, characters you can play as. So we're going to be playing as the Pawnbarian. We don't have. I haven't beaten any dungeons, so I haven't unlocked any of the other characters, and I haven't unlocked any of the handicaps. I've just played the tutorial, which basically just shows you how this game works and the main mechanics. And we're going to get into the Goblin Cave. So, Pawnbarian. You'll kind of get a good idea of what this game is. It is a turn-based roguelike uh, chess game. So you get two moves per round. Even though we have three cards, we can only move twice. And the goal is to kill all the enemies on the board using just chess moves. So as you can see, we were able to use, you pick a piece, and then you can move your character based off of, it looks like immune while the hero is on any of the cardinal. Okay, so we actually can't attack it right now. But you move based on the chess piece that you pick. And there's also bonuses, and you can hover over enemies because there's different types of enemies, and then each of the characters that you play as have special abilities, which I will showcase here shortly. So if we actually end a turn on a top piece of the chessboard, one of our pawns will be automatically upgraded to a queen. And we can go ahead and finish this enemy off. I don't know how often shops show up, but they do show up every amount of floors, and then when you're in the shop, you get a rook and a knight to move around with, so you don't have to deal with random movement when you want to get to a certain piece. And then the shops are where you're going to buy either more hearts, as you can see here, they cost about 5 coins, or better pieces for your deck. And then based on everything I've seen, the shop cards all have some sort of upgrade to them. So the lightning bolt here is a cantrip, so you can play this card, and then you can move again, and you draw a card. So instead of moving twice, you can actually move 3 times. These red ones are attacks, so I've seen you can attack cardinally, or you can attack diagonally, like with this pawn that I already have. And then the shield, obviously, you block 1 damage. I think I want to get, because we don't have a ton of money, I think I'm just going to go for a pawn. And you can actually see which one of the cards in your deck it is upgrading. Your deck, as far as I know, is standard. The only thing that can change is as far as I know, any pawn that is upgraded in a match stays upgraded for that match. So if we upgrade all of our pawns to queens, but for some reason we can't kill all the enemies before a deck shuffle, all those pawns stay queens. All right, and we have a pretty decent beginning here. So let's see what these enemies can do. So it looks like they can all dodge the first attack that hits them each turn, which is very annoying. Yep, so they just move back 1, which again is not the best. And if we end our turn within one of these damage areas, we will take damage. And you can see based off of the number of little red ticks here, that's how much damage we would take. So this guy would hit us, and then presumably one of these others. And they're all nimble, which is each turn. Okay. So I want to start moving up and start getting queens. All right, we have a queen. I'm not exactly sure how they move, but thankfully I do want to stay here, I think. Maybe we could move over one more. Yes, okay, so we have multiple queens, which is nice. And we have a cardinal direction queen, which is perfect. This one dodged here, so we can actually finish this one off. And this game is... it starts out pretty simple, but it does get surprisingly complicated from the things that I've seen. All right, what do we want to upgrade? We could use more shields. It looks like if we get 6 pieces, we can get 2 because we have 13 coins. So let's go ahead and go for the double upgrade on, I think, the knight and the king. Why not? All right, we are moving on. Ooh, lot of enemies. Okay, so immune and nimble. Immune while here is not on any of the adjacent tiles. Okay, so this combination is going to be very difficult to work with. Web Weaver. After death, the hero draws only 2 cards next turn. All right. Immune while the hero is on any of the adjacent. So we don't have to worry about that right now. So first things first, I think we take these 2 out. Oh, this one is immune. Okay. Well, we got 1 taken out. We'll move up so that we can start getting queens. And a pawn becomes a queen if we have one in our hand when we reach the top, but also every turn we're on the top, if we draw a pawn, it also becomes a queen. Okay, well, the hero is on any of the cardinal adjacent. Okay, so we actually have to attack this one from a distance, which should be fine to do this, and then we can run away, which running away is important. All right, we have our king here. Any tile that we move to, we can be hit on. So we're going to want to use the king. This is any adjacent tile. Okay, so we could move down and then take this one out. But we want to get that shield. Oh, okay, so we're actually not going to get attacked here, which is nice. But we are going to draw 1 less card next turn, which is annoying. So we'll go ahead and skip. And we should be fine to do something like this. We did take a little bit of damage, but not too bad. And that is the end of that round. Oh no, this one dodges, that's right. Whew, gotta be weary of the enemy's abilities. It'll really mess you up. All right. We can afford 1 upgrade. I do really like these cardinal attacks. Let's go with... I think I want to go with the diagonal one, maybe? And let's go ahead and grab more health, because that was... the rooms are definitely getting scarier. Okay. So we have some more of these brawlers. And this one dodges. Okay, so this guy's going to be pretty hard. We're going to have to corner them, basically, to kill them. Or kill them last. We have a Vigilance. We have 2 Vigilance. It looks like 2 brawlers and 2 normal enemies. So not the worst we've seen, for sure. I think this is probably a good beginning move because we will take this one out. And then I believe we can kill them now. And we'll get another turn. Perfect, perfect. We could stay here. We are safe. Again, I don't know how every enemy attacks. Okay, so it looks like if we highlight them, we can actually see where they're attacking. So there is no good way to get in on them, so I'm just going to move up and hope we get a queen. Not necessarily the best move here, or the best set here, but I do think we can take a couple enemies out here. We are going to be taking a little bit of damage, though. But just a little, because that is it. All right, and we do heal after every room, so taking 1 or 2 damage here or there, not a big deal, especially if it's going to get us the win. All right, we can afford some good stuff here. So it looks like the expensive 10 gold just add to cards that we already have upgraded. So I think it's best to get a baseline, upgrade everything as much as we can, and then worry about double upgrades on anything. Speaking of, let's go ahead and upgrade some bishops. Oh, actually, this one is an upgrade that gives us an attack. I wonder why this one's so expensive. Maybe cantrip is weighted better. It is a good move. But I am going to go with this bishop, and let's go ahead and get that king upgrade. All right, just a couple more floors here. All right. So my God. So we've been introduced to a blighted enemy. Every time they move, they leave behind basically a poison trail, which is not fun. We have a nimble champion. We have some web weavers, and a brawler. So not the worst we've seen, but certainly not fun. I think we have a good move here. And then, so long as we can get to a tile that's only going to take 1 damage. All right, we have a cantrip. We can use the king to negate at least 1 point of damage. We can't kill this champion no matter what. But they also can't attack us. So if we move, I think the move is to go here. Certainly a questionable rook. We can only move twice. And both of these cards are not super good. I think we take the queen. And wait, really, that's really it. Maybe move over to away from the blight so we have some slightly better positioning. Okay, and this is any of the cardinally adjacent squares. Okay. I think I have a plan. We take the queen here to kill them. We are going to take damage from the champion, unfortunately. Oh, actually, we have cantrip here, so we don't have to take any damage. There we go. And they are going to dodge us, which is unfortunate, but we'll get them in a corner. All right, there we go. Like I said, we're going to have to corner some of these enemies. Always buy upgrades. Why not? What do we have that is not upgraded? We have one of our rooks. Oh, wow. Look at this upgrade. Both cardinals. I, for some reason, assumed that you could only have one of the two cardinals, but I guess that is not the case. You can just have as many upgrades on the cards as you want. Cantrip's so useful. I think cantrip is just costs 10 and everything else is just 6, whether it's stacking or not. I want to upgrade some of our stuff that doesn't have an upgrade already, and unfortunately the cantrip seems like the best bet here. The 2 upgrades would have been nice. Cantrip is just so good. Okay. So we have some nimbles. We have some brawlers. A blighted enemy. The capybaras don't seem... The capybaras, sorry, they're not capybaras. The capybaras are fine. We do have one that's a brawler. I want to kill this goblin blightbearer as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and... I think we can do that now. They moved, unfortunately. Well, we can just keep going. I am looking at the best position for our knight once we come out of this pawn, which this should at least let us... This is also pretty good. This will at least get us to safety here, which I think is what we want to do. Avoid damage while we can. Hope the cards give us some good moves like they did just now. Both of these are pretty solid. They will be dodged, unfortunately, but we can do that, which is a very solid move. Not too shabby. There are brawlers, so we can do pretty much nothing about them. Not a lot of options here. We do have the queen, though they're going to dodge anyway, and I don't want to rely on just one draw there, especially when we can have something like this, which is significantly better. All right, and I thought the cardinal direction hit them, but I guess not. Again, not too many options. We'll take the queen and call it, I think. And just get another hand. Yep, to deal with this enemy. All right. One other thing that I did forget to mention at the beginning is each floor starts with a certain amount of gold. And every turn that you take to kill all the enemies, you lose one of the gold that you could be getting. So the game does reward smarter plays, or I guess more efficient play. Okay, so we do have... This would upgrade our rook. This would upgrade our other bishop. And then everything else is an upgrade we already have, or a card that we already have upgraded. This pawn right here is really carrying the team. I think let's upgrade this one and call it. All right, let's move on. Last floor here. Well, so there's 2 blight sacks, which we need to kill as fast as possible. 4 nimble enemies, one of which is blighted. That's cool. Um, one brawler and a champion. Certainly a hefty floor of enemies here. They're nimble, so we actually won't kill them. I want to take this blight sack out as soon as possible. All right, well. Was not expecting more to show up. That is fine. We can move this way. Oof. Tough floors here. For sure. Alright, so our only option here really is to move up and get a queen, and then unfortunately they're nimble, so there's not much we can do here. We can kill one of these blight sacks. The blight really is a problem. We're going to take 2 damage here. We're going to take 3 damage there, which I think will kill us. So we're going to take 1 from blight. That's right. 1, 2, 3. We're kind of stuck here, unfortunately. We can try to maneuver our way out. The queen will give us another card and another move, so we can kind of at least try to rely on the queen to help us out here. We did get another queen, okay. Just keep riding this train, I guess. And then I think we should be able to kill them. Because we'll... they'll dodge. And then we'll... Oh, we didn't have another move. Dang. Almost. Certainly tried there. More blight spawns, or blight sacks. I think running away might actually be our best option right now to take the least amount of damage. God, this enemy. Very difficult to deal with. Taking out that blight sack is going to be pretty difficult. With all the blight that's around. Definitely a rough final room, especially compared to all the other rooms, which did not seem this difficult. I think we just try to get as close to this blight sack as we can. That was definitely a rough one. Should have bought more hearts. If we would have had maybe 2 more hearts, we could have done it. But pretty much every square of that dungeon was blighted. Actually, I think... Well, let's examine the board. I think all but these 3 squares had blight on them. So we're going to take damage on pretty much any square. Oof. Really pulling out the stops for that final room, but really a ton of fun. I do want to do another run, but gonna have to move on to showcasing some other games. Yeah, so this has been Pawnbarian, a very unique game. When I first heard about this, like the chess roguelite, I was a little skeptical. I wasn't sure what to think because you don't really hear chess roguelite thrown around a lot, but it actually works really well. as a concept. It's a very simple um, game at surface level, very much like chess, where you can look at it and learn what the pieces do and play, but the tactics that come from like a better understanding of the game are, I think, really where this shines. And I really was not expecting that final room to be as hard as it was. I figured, first dungeon, probably going to be a breeze. Maybe have like one rough death early on, trying to figure out the mechanics of the game. But, ooh, definitely, definitely a surprise there in that final room. But that's going to be it for me. So if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely check out Pawnbarian. Really cool game. It's available on Steam. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are.